Hey, it's Link. I'm back and I'm sailing on a ship.
I'm the king of red lions.
Yo, I don't give a shit. If there's one thing I've learned from years of saving this land, it's all I really need is a sword and shield in my hand.
But look over there. That sign says beware. A giant pit, no one can jump. You can't fly through the air. You'll need a special item to get through that moat. But what do I know, right? I'm just a fucking boat.
Fuck. Alright. Shit. Okay, I can maybe pick up one or two things on my way. But as far as I'm concerned, all I need is sword play.
Shut your fucking elf mouth and take my items, okay? Your quest is long and the road is tough. The path is dark, you're gonna need
things on my way. But as far as I'm concerned,
lives are spared, you better be prepared. That sign says
and a skeleton key, and a second place trophy from a local spelling bee, a candle with the handle, and a single Velcro sandal. Is this an old court order for a drug-related scandal?
No.
Hey, boat, all these items hurt my back. It's a lot.
Pop a Tylenol, you bitch. You've got 87 socks. There's a hammer that can break any kind of rocket hits, and a pair of full-size studio drum kits. A giant used Q-tip, a really small cruise ship.
A parent signature for a Disneyland school trip?
Documents that prove the moon landing was a hoax.
And a legendary sacred hidden golden tome of Bart jokes.
Wind waker lets you control the air. And this sit maker is a really comfortable reclining chair. The road is long, you must protect that schlong. Move stallions and quick medallions. You're a bigger deal than plumbing Italians. Sourdough, herd of buffalo, just a few more things and you're ready to go.
Your grandma's glass eyeball.
80 pounds of drywall.
And every single item from the March issue of Sky Mall?
A vegan pasta maker.
The wrestler Undertaker.
An odd number of crutches and a family of Quakers.
A basket of muffins.
A turkey with the stuffing.
A pillow that needs fluffing.
A society of puffins.
A fresh unopened box of race quality potato sacks.
46 copies of the Jerk on Betamax.
It's getting kinda heavy.
I don't care, here's a Chevy in the wacky world of mini golf starring Eugene Levy.
Oh my god, I absolutely cannot carry one more thing.
Don't you worry, all that's left is a single piece of string. Whoa! You see? This is exactly why I also packed a spinal surgeon.
I hate you, boat. Ho, ho, ho! He, and that's when I went to pee!
Nailed it!
Hi there. I'm Aaron Hansen. I was just finishing up my amazing 1, 2, 3 I Gotta Go Pee song from the last Starbomb album. Thanks for coming to my space mansion. My friends Danny and Brian from Ninja Sex Party have been crashing up here with me while we wrote this album.
That's right, Aaron. It sure has been fun orbiting the Earth with you. This mansion has style. We've been bathing in champagne every night, taking our diamond space helicopter out for joyrides, partying with supermodels, robots, supermodel robots, and occasionally writing music.
Remember that time when Ninja Brian opened the airlock and flipped us off as our chests collapsed from the sudden decompression?
Yes, I do. What a merry prankster. Anyway, this is the time on the album when we respectfully thank video game developers for not suing us. Ninja Brian, would you care to explain the intricacies of fair use and parody law?
Thank you, Brian. And thank you, the fans, for buying this album and supporting us.
We love you so damn much. And without you, we wouldn't have been able to afford this fart sound effect.
Yay. And now, on with the show! Once upon a time, in 1982, there were 4 young ghosts who lived under the iron fist of Pac-Man.
He just ate a power pellet! Run! Oh no, he's coming!
No, not today, my friends.
Anki, what are you doing?
I'm finally taking my stand, Blinky. Hear my words.
I want to be free from this maze. I am a ghost. Why can't I just fly away? The cruel yellow monster is not what he seems. These people pay a quarter, but it costs us our dreams. Oh God! Walk away from Pac-Man's tyranny. I said I shall taste freedom tonight. We ride off the side of the screen. Okay, it looks like
Hello. What's up? ¿Qué más, gente? Ahí está Genshin. Ahí está el protagonista. Uno de los pocos personajes que podemos usar en este reto del final de la historia sin usar el gacha, más allá de novela, que era garantizada con 8 deseos. Que cualquier free to play puede conseguir eso. Yo he conseguido mucho más que eso, pero no he usado nada. Y al final, adiós música. Ok. Oh, me falta iluminación. Ok. Entonces, hagámosle. Mira, ahí está la cámara de Jade. Está muy alto. O no, Palma supone que debe ser tu guía, pero no sabe cómo subir allá. Ahora te diste cuenta. Bueno, como tenemos que ir a la cámara de Jade, lo más lógico sería dirigirnos a la ubicación en el mapa. Busquemos ahora una forma de subir. Oh. Bueno, aquí hay un trébolcito.
Hey, look! There's some sort of
Una especie de mecanismo.
Since this is the right place, it must have something to do with the Jade Chamber.
Tal vez es el camino a la cámara de Jade.
Yes, this must be the way.
Debe ser el camino. Ok. Un cofre en la mitad del cielo. Vamos de camino al Palacio de Jade, donde nos invitó a la señora reina de Liyue a reunirnos.
It only takes us up to here.
Solo nos lleva hasta aquí.
If that wind current was
Parece que fuera
stronger,
más
we'd be
fuerte.
able to reach the top in one go.
Es porque vamos a Liyue y le preguntemos a la Geomarda.
Why?
Geormada. No habría haber ningún secreto para subir. De lo contrario,
Oh, Paimon gets it. If it was a secret, Ganyu wouldn't have let us try to find it ourselves, right?
¿cierto?
All right, let's follow your plan. Then we can... Oh, hang on a moment. Look down there. Looks like we've gotten close to the Guizhong Ballista.
Mira ese cofre. Digo, este cofre. No le cogí.
Paimon has
Vamos a
a
usar
new
la
idea.
balista para dispararnos hasta allá.
Why don't we shoot you up to the Jade Chamber using the ballista?
Genial. Paimon, ¿tanto me odias?
No. Paimon may have just forgotten to think about the safety measures.
Paimon no tuvo en cuenta la seguridad. Recuerda que la balista tenía un catalejo.
Oh, that's right. Now that you mention it,
Entonces,
we
vamos
could
a ver el
use the
catalejo
Guizhong Ballista to
para
see if
buscar un
there's another
camino.
way up nearby.
En vez de preguntar. Cofre. Oh, el cofre no tenía nada. ¿Dónde está la balista? ¿Cómo vimos la balista desde acá? What? Creo que esa escena no tiene sentido porque la balista no es visible desde ahí. Sobre todo si el marcador que tenemos es en la balista, pues está detrás de una montaña. Oh. Un momento, yo nunca he hecho esta pelea. Guacu, güey. Consonancia elemental. Aquí viene mi equipo free to play, sin pools. Bárbara es gratis, Shining es gratis, Amber es gratis. Y obviamente el personaje principal es gratis. La razón por la que Amber está acá es porque me da resonancia elemental de fuego con Xiangling, que aumenta el ataque de todo el mundo en 25%. Y ya básicamente. Ah, bueno, y que tiene un arco y puede darle un ojito a esta cosa.
Boba, get them! You're toast! Let the show begin!
Ñábate. Jalapeño. Si hago esto... no se detuvo el... Bueno, más o menos se detuvo el remolino, pero no lo suficiente. Ya le quité la mitad de la vida. Entonces ahora hace ese segundo ataque remolino vertical. Au. Venga, le digo. ¿Cómo fue? Intento.
Right hand into the fire! Let the show begin.
Listo. Y los billetes. Oh, es una cosita geo. Yo creo que estaba guardando un tesoro. Ante un enemigo tan grande, me estaría guardando un tesoro. Walk away. Okay.
What's the hurry?
Aquí no hay nada. Esto no era un... Se me hace que eso... Sí, la balista estaba atrás de la montaña, efectivamente. No sé que eso era un Geoculus que ya cogí. Pero no sé por qué se retrajo. Wow, el árbol se movió muy raro. Uy, o sea que ahí está el cofre que vi en la escena. Que tampoco era posible verlo desde acá. Vamos a hacernos acá porque tenemos que cambiar de equipo. Noel y Kaya y Amber no están leveleados. ¿Cuánto me falta para subir a Bárbara ahora que lo pienso? Un montón de trozos de la azulita guardada. Tengo una buena cantidad de pergaminos malditos. Y unos pocos. Unos 2 jefes de agua. Con mi suerte promedio debería poderse. Primero creamos los de los chiquitos para que no estorben. Mientras voy a cortar el grandote. Volaron esos, ¿no? Full vida. ¿Cómo muero? El conejito de Amber también sirve como explosivo contra el escudo. Esa es otra razón por la que tengo a Amber en el equipo. Los escudos de piedra de estas cosas son bien resistentes. Me robé el juego y se murió. Yeah. Dos primogemas, ahí vamos. No es que las estemos necesitando, porque este reto es free to play. De la balista Guillon. Otra vez hay... Ah, no, esos son soldados. No son ladrones. Ups, se liberaron.
Halt! Who trespasses on these hallowed grounds?
Solo veníamos de paso.
Exactly. What are you talking about?
¿De qué estás hablando?
We're invited guests. What makes you think you can treat us like this?
¿Qué te hace pensar que puedes tratarnos así?
Wait, maybe this was Ningguang's plan all along.
Pues era el plan de Ningguang desde el
She
principio.
pretended to invite us to the Jade Chamber, but set up a Millilith ambush here to arrest us.
No les hemos explicado que fuimos invitados.
Now Paimon's mad. You, over there. This is a trick, isn't it? How shameless.
Oye tú, esto es una trampa, ¿cierto? ¡Qué sinvergüenza!
We're just on guard duty. What do you mean, shameless?
Nos llaman
What
sinvergüenza, estamos
nonsense! Seize these
¿qué
suspicious
haciendo,
intruders
Copina?
at once!
Detengan a estos sospechosos.
Here they come.
Tengo que pelear contra el ejército. Esto no se ve bien.
Over, see there? Let it rain.
Lamento decirles que se van a quemar, pero también se van a mojar. Son solo 971. Pero está bien. Vamos a estimar antes de que se vaya para terminar. Oh, vienen más. ¡Ya!
Let the show begin.
Liz.
Disappear!
Quedabas vivo este. Se trancó en la escalera y no siguió. Dime que el que se cayó se murió. Sí, ok, todos murieron con la caída. El capitán, o algo así. Le pegaron una vez a Amber, pero está viva. A ver, tiene o 1 o 2 golpes de vida, normalmente.
Take the target alive.
¿Para qué me quieren vivo? He matado como 7 de sus hombres. Bueno. Ya nadie vio el delito. No hay que respetar. Oh.
What's all this about?
Lady Kuching, these two
Kuching?
strange people suddenly appeared. They seem to have designs on the Guizhong ballista.
¿Cachín como dinero?
Who are you calling strange?
Ya más sospechoso. Solo estamos buscando cómo llegar a la cámara de Harry.
You want to go to the Jade Chamber? Who are you?
We're invited guests
Somos
here to look
invitados
for
de
the
honor.
Lyra Chising. Who are you?
¿Quién eres tú?
Well, as it happens, I am one of the Liyue Chising.
Soy una de las 7 estrellas del Liyue.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm Kuching, the Yuheng of the Chising.
me llamo Kechi. Soy el equilibrio terrenal de las 7 estrellas.
I know of you, traveler.
He de
You're
hablar de ti,
Ningguang's
viajero.
guest, yes? Didn't expect to meet you here in the mountains.
Sí, por supuesto que has escuchado de mí y todas mis
Paimon didn't
increíbles
think we'd meet
hazañas y
some
mi gran
super rich
fortaleza.
big shot out here in the middle of nowhere either.
Paimon no pensó que encontraríamos a un magnate en un lugar tan
The
remoto.
Guizhong ballista in Tianheng Pass has long been in disrepair, and yet it was fixed in a single night. I came here to investigate that occurrence.
Ah, ese fui yo.
These Millilith are just here to guard the scene, not to arrest anyone.
So this was all a misunderstanding? Paimon,
Anyway,
Piensas mucho, ¿cierto,
for
Paimon?
a mortal to be able to repair an Adepti mechanism is quite the mystery, even to the Chising.
Pues,
that was...
shh, no compliquemos las cosas, Paimon.
Oh, right. So, Lady Yuheng, might you have any idea why Lady Tianquan invited us to go to the Jade Chamber?
Just call me Kuching.
Kechi.
I'd say that Ningguang's purpose is to request that the savior of Mondstadt take a more neutral stance. Or at least, to not wholly side with the Adepti.
Ok.
We
tome una
not
postura
taking
más neutral
sides.
frente al
We spoke with
conflicto.
the Adepti. They want to protect Liyue as well.
When you say protect, you're referring to their sanctimonious arrogance, aren't you?
Huh?
Arrogancia.
You are mortals, and thus under their protection. There was no way they would have regarded you as someone with the ability to assassinate a god. Naturally, they would also regard Ningguang's locking down the area, questioning the citizenry, and pursuit of the assassin to be pointless work. Perhaps they even wonder if there might be a cover-up. I'll say it like it is. They're underestimating us.
Los adeptos no
Well,
subestiman.
you've got a point there. Still, this is the first time Paimon's seen a person from Liyue who doesn't respect the gods or the Adepti.
Uy, reverenzo.
Otaku-chan, gracias por el follow. ¿Cómo estás? Espero que estés muy bien.
Should I respect the shallow sense of time and
respetar su superficial
condescension to
sentido del
mortals
tiempo,
that has caused them to
condescencia a
delay
los
in moving
mortales.
against us, Chising? Forget it. I shouldn't speak of them this way. This skepticism is mine alone, and Ningguang does not share it.
Me gusta
Either way,
Kechi
I will
porque es
admit
bien
that the
escéptica
actions of the
de
Adepti this time were quite
los
restrained.
seres más poderosos, que tal vez solamente porque son más poderosos no significa que tengan el interés de la gente.
Rex Lapis's death is indeed an extraordinary circumstance. But to
Rex
think that they
Lapis
would
son
call
momentos
for a
sin
council of
precedentes.
Adepti rather than come down here directly. How surprisingly civilized of them.
Carita de Pac-Man. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo has estado? ¿Qué tal tu fin de semana que se está acabando tristemente? Es inesperadamente civilizado tu puerta. Ningguang también querrá negociar con
Well,
los
for
adeptos.
Ningguang, she would talk anything and everything out if she could. The time of the Adepti has long passed.
El
If
tiempo de
even
los
the
adeptos ha
Liyue
llegado a su
Chisung
fin.
don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue?
Si las 7 estrellas de Liyue se niegan a encarar esta verdad, ¿qué futuro hay para Liyue?
Another super bold statement.
Declaración muy atrevida.
I'll stop here. Honestly, I hadn't intended to say so much. You should both be off to the Jade Chamber. Don't be late now.
¿Y cómo
The
llego
cream of
a la
Liyue's
cámara de
mercantile crop all see ascending to the Jade Chamber as the greatest honor.
Todos llegan lejos sus
Each
obsesiones con
brings
tal de que
rich
no
gifts
les
as
dé
they visit,
alguna
all
ventaja.
to curry.
Favor?
Ventaja. Eso no es lo importante.
But wait, that's right.
Concéntrate.
Greeting gifts are a staple of Liyue's culture. We need to get one. Not to curry favor or anything, just to...
All right, all
Ok,
right.
toca llevar
You can decide on your greeting
regalos para
gift yourselves.
tradición.
Let me tell you how to get to the Jade Chamber first.
¿Cómo
You didn't
llegamos?
actually have to come to Mount Tianheng. Go back to Liyue Harbor.
Esa es la
Well
roca
then.
que está enfrente
May
del,
we meet again, traveler.
como del Congreso, ¿no?
Well,
De la
that
alcaldía.
Yu may not respect the gods, but Paimon thinks she's a pretty cool person.
Estoy de acuerdo con lo que dice.
So, what should we give to Ningguang when we see... Oh, right! Paimon dreamed of an amazing snack last night.
Babosa confitada.
Sugar-frosted
Japonés,
slime!
la voz es más chida. Sí, sí, pues estoy de acuerdo que los actores originales son más chéveres, pero también quería que pues el inglés es más asequible para todos los que ven el stream, entonces por eso lo tengo en inglés, por si la gente está nada más escuchando y saben inglés, pues pueden
Paimon has a feeling
entender un
that you
poquito
would
más.
be perfect for a super rich person like Ningguang. Why don't we go with that for a gift?
¿Tienes la receta?
Nope, but Paimon's sure that... Let's go gather and...
Ok. Paimon siempre con sus grandes ideas. Anyway. Como te das cuenta, esto es un reto free to play. No he hecho ningún deseo en el gacha más allá de el banner de Noel de principiantes las 2 veces que te dejan. Una vez me salió Noel porque era garantizada y otra vez me salió Bárbara, que me permite seguir haciendo este reto free to play porque Bárbara es gratis. Lo único que tengo yo por ese pool medio suertudo, porque igual solamente es una cosa de estrellas, no es tan difícil de sacar, es que tengo una constelación extra, pero no tengo a nadie que no puedas tener en una partida normal, por más mala suerte que tengas, porque literalmente solamente estoy usando la gente que es gratis. Busca los materiales que quiere Paimon.
Ooh, look
Quiere
at
baba.
that slime. It looks crystal clear and very delicious.
¿Cómo te va a pasar delicioso, monstruo? Loca. Si se cae el agua, ¿se disuelve? Yo no sé si a lo mejor si los enemigos de agua también se disuelven en el agua. Todos los enemigos son solubles en agua, excepto los de hielo, porque cuando tocan el agua se congelan y se paran. Condensador de slime delicioso. Seguro que sí. Comienza es fácil empujarlos y lanzarlos al agua para que se disuelvan y pues todo bien.
Is it just Paimon?
La fragancia dulce muy fuerte en el aire.
Huh? Did you hear that?
¿Escuchaste ese sonido? O sea, como si alguien estuviera cantando.
No, that was definitely someone in trouble. Uh-oh. It looks like the treasure hoarders have locked someone
Los
inside.
ladrones de tesoros encerraron a alguien ahí. Y es mi trabajo ayudarlos. Yo estoy ocupado tratando de salvar el mundo. Uh-oh. Xianglin es gratis. Si haces un poquito del abismo. Por supuesto, el personaje principal es gratis. Y es mi DPS principal. Este es el muchacho que se encarga de hacer todo el daño físico. Oh. otra medio consecuencia de este reto es que no tengo casi armas de las que se pueden desear, sino que me toca defenderme a punta de las 9 que me salieron en esos 2 pulls del banner de Noel y con lo que se puede encontrar o construir en el mismo juego. Entonces, definitivamente podría tener mejores armas, pero igual estoy haciendo buen daño. Flor super dulce. Listo. Y andar con esta persona. Ah, tengo una llave. Yo. Tienes un ingrediente para mí. No es nada.
I understand. Don't worry. I will compensate you both.
Si hace falta que me pagues.
I only escaped. I'm Meng Dan, a supplier for Mingxing jewelry
Por
in
de
Liu
tiendas de
Harbor.
joyas.
I often walk around these mountains in search of antiques. I never expected that those
dinero?
treasure hoarders would have their eyes on the... Is there anything that you lack? Antiques, treasure, various knickknacks, you name it.
Todo eso.
Wait a moment.
Tesoro,
Actually, we were
antigüedades,
looking for
dinero.
something.
Oh? And what
Estaba
might that be?
buscando algo. ¿Y qué puede
Do
ser
you
eso?
have a box that can store presents?
Es una
We'd
caja
like a
para
pretty
envolver
one.
regalos.
The kind that you can use to store snacks.
Of course we do. How can one sell antiques without... Now just give
Acá
me a
estamos
moment.
viendo una cajita de regalo. Ahora toca preparar la slime y recoger la caja en la tienda de joyas, al parecer. Walk, walk, walk away. Oh. Acá. Ay. Y mañana otra vez lunes. Hay que dormir bien y para trabajar fuerte. Voy a intentar terminar esta historia en este stream. Por lo menos este pedazo. Ahí me falta desbloquear el nuevo jefe que se desbloquea al final de la historia. Oh, aquí está la joyería.
Hey there! A guy called
Dame
Uncle
la
Mo
caja
already
bonita.
told me about it. Many of the best goods are here. This can...
Yep. Hang on a
Perfecta.
moment. Could we
¿Esto
borrow
me ha
one
prestado
of
algo
these?
más?
Sure. Please help yourselves.
Traveler, this clay pot looks really awesome.
Jarrón de porcelana.
If we use an antique as our mixing bowl, we should be able to make a great snack.
Si usamos una antigüedad para batir la mezcla, haremos el dulce perfecto. No
It's
creo
done.
que así
The
funcione.
one and only sugar frosted slime. Carefully now. Into the box.
Oh, yes. You might want to use these 2 freshly picked flowers as decoration.
Woohoo! It looks
Slime
beautiful.
confitado. Oh god. Por eso no tengo la conciencia tranquila.
Now that we've put all that we've got into this box, let's go to the gym.
Estoy seguro que los humanos no suelen comer baba. Slime glaseado. Es en serio. Vamos para arriba. Estoy cerca horizontalmente, pero me toca subir un poquito. Que es más rápido subir que teletransportarme hasta arriba de la montaña y saltar. Estando básicamente enfrente del patio de la alcaldía. Y con máximas también. Oh. Listo. Sí, yo ya había hablado con ese tipo que está señalando un marcador. Dice que este es el ascensor para subir a la cámara de Javi en los cielos y tal.
According to Kuching,
Según
this is what
Kuching.
we should say.
Esto es lo que debemos decir.
Excuse me, do you sell the moon here?
Aquí venden lunas.
Yes.
Así
How many
es.
would you like?
¿Cuántas quiere?
It's not convenient to speak of numbers here.
Debemos hablar de cantidades aquí.
Ah, well said. Please, use this to ascend to the chamber. Yes, speaking of which, are you two the guests that Lady Ningguang has arranged to meet with today?
Yep.
Ok.
And yet the
Así que
code they
entramos
used
con un
was not the
código.
one for guests, but for the Yuhang. What's going on here?
Sin embargo, el código que se no es para el equilibrio terrenal. Es para el equilibrio terrenal, no para invitados. Ah, soy importante. Fresco. No destrozaré esta ciudad. Hoy. Así que más vale que se cuide.
I've been waiting for you, returnee from Joyun Karst.
Un viajero que regresó del desfile del rey.
It's Ningguang! Since this is our first meeting, we've prepared a gift. I hope you like it.
Oh, for me. You have my thanks. It seems that I have made things difficult for you, considering that you were supposed to be my guests.
Para mí, tiene mi agradecimiento. Que son mis invitados, parece que les hice pasar por muchas dificultades. Solamente tuve que hacer 1000 vueltas para ese men de tierra, amigo de Child. La camada es magnífica.
I'm glad you like it too.
Que sea tu
This palace floats in the skies, higher than the peak of any mountain. From this vantage point, one may survey all of Liyue.
Este palacio está más alto que el pico de cualquier montaña.
I have been gathering the funds necessary to build it from the time I began learning the merchant's craft. And since becoming the Tianquan, I have spared no effort in hiring the best craftsmen to constantly extend it. At first, it was but the size of one room. Now, it is large enough to blot out the moon in the skies above Liyue.
Antes era del tamaño de una habitación. Ahora es suficientemente grande para tapar la luna del cielo de Liyue.
One day, I believe it will overshadow all 7 nations.
Un día su sombra eclipsará las 7 naciones. Qué ambiciosa está tal equilibrio celestial.
Not many from outside Liyue earn the right to ascend to the Jade Chamber. But I have been in correspondence with the acting Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius, who spoke highly of you.
Jin nos hizo el favor de que
As such, I have been putting eyes and ears out ever since you reached Liyue.
What?
Nos está mirando.
And I finally got wind of your movements when you were on the way to Wangshu Inn.
Wait! Was Vergoldet one of your people?
¿Vergoldet trabaja para ti?
Just Vergoldet? No. Everyone at Wangshu Inn is one of ours.
Toda la posada Wangshu trabaja para nosotros. Oh. Hace poco me encontré con el equilibrio terrenal.
At the Guizhong Ballista, yes?
La ballista Guizhong, ¿cierto?
You weren't peeking on us from the skies the whole time, were you?
¿Nos estás viendo todo este tiempo desde el cielo?
I fear that peeking would have been a little difficult from this altitude.
Esta distancia es difícil espiarlos.
Our eyes and ears are more than sufficient. You two are very interesting people, after all.
Son
It would be
ustedes dos
natural to
personas
take
muy
an interest.
interesantes. Que Jin dijo que las 7 estrellas no le desean el mal a Rex Lapis.
Well, I wouldn't expect you to trust us, considering that you have had far more interactions with the Adepti. The reason I invited you here was to clear up some misunderstandings.
No esperaba que confiaran en nosotros, teniendo en cuenta su inclinación con los adeptos. Quiero aclarar algunos malentendidos. Quiero aclarar algunos malentendidos. Hablar con Ningguang.
I believe that you've heard of the Archon War.
Supongo que no le oí hablar de la guerra de los arcontes. Tengo una idea general,
Many
sí.
gods used to walk this earth, and many long wars were fought between them that did not abate until 2,000 years ago.
Pero hubo tantas guerras
Much
entre
blood
ellos que
was
el
shed,
conflicto no terminó
and
hasta hace
many
2000
lives were
años.
lost.
Mucha sangre y vidas se perdieron.
In the end, only 7 victors remained standing in Teyvat.
Solo quedaron
They
7
built
ganadores
cities
en
and
Teyvat.
nations on the corpses of the vanquished, and thus began the era of the 7.
Construyeron naciones y ciudades sobre los restos de los vencidos. Y comenzó la era de los 7.
You can see Goyun Stone Forest from here, I trust.
En el bosque de piedra
It is no natural rock formation. Those are giant spears of rock hurled by Rex Lapis during the war.
Son lanzas de roca gigantes arrojadas por Rex
Beneath the
Lapis.
spears lie those cast down by Rex Lapis in those days, gods that failed to seize the title of Archon.
Bajo esas lanzas yacen aquellos que fueron sometidos por Rex Lapis, los dioses que fracasaron en su intento por convertirse en arcontes.
Not
Holy
only is
moly.
it true that gods may die, but so too has the membership of the Seven changed over the last 2 millennia. Rex Lapis's passing is an unimaginable disaster for Liyue, but the Order of the Seven will not collapse simply because of that.
Aunque Rex Lapis haya fallecido, los 7 no colapsará solo por eso.
Another Lord of Geo will arise sooner or later. Yet, how are we to forget Rex Lapis? When that time comes, the relationship between the people of Liyue and the gods and Adepti will surely be different from before.
Tarde o temprano aparece otro arconte Geo. Cuando llegue ese momento, el vínculo entre el pueblo de Liyue y los adeptos y los dioses ya no será el mismo.
Even in a new era, the Liyue Qixing remain Rex Lapis's former subjects. Do you really think us capable of having played a part in his demise? Of lacking the foresight to see the certain repercussions?
Aún estando en una nueva era, las 7 estrellas pertenecemos a los días en que Rex Lapis existía. ¿Creen que nos atreveríamos a levantar nuestras armas contra él? Pero entonces, ¿por qué resguardaron la exuvia?
That day at
La
Eugene
exuvia es el
Terrace,
cuerpo
it was
del dios.
also very sudden. Even I was caught completely off guard. You were there. You, no doubt, saw.
Sí, que estaba ahí
But
cuando
our
apareció el
enemy has
cuerpo.
long lain hidden within the harbor. If we do not act against them now, they will surely gain the upper hand.
¿Y quién es el
Hiding the
enemigo?
exuvia was a necessary maneuver to take the initiative back, to play the spider while our foes scurry about.
Resguardar la exuvia fue una maniobra para tomar el control de la situación.
Who's this enemy you're talking about?
¿Quién te refieres con enemigo?
What do you think, traveler?
Dímelo tú, viajero. ¿Es él?
What are you two talking about?
¿Qué están
Well answered.
bien dicho?
The scenery out here is fine indeed.
Va a amanecer
But the wind is a
aquí
little
arriba.
strong.
Qué bonito está el
Our
cielo.
preparations to receive guests within are complete. So please, this way.
La vista aquí es impresionante, pero hace mucho viento. Ya hicimos todos los preparativos para recibir a los huéspedes. Por favor, acompáñenme. ¿Qué onda con este lugar? Uy, yo quiero ver un poquito el paisaje. Además que está amaneciendo, está saliendo el sol literalmente en este momento. Pero todo se llena de neblina. No es el juego más hermoso, pero igual el estilo le da su propia belleza. Bastante bien. Vamos a con un guanque. Pone a descargar Age of Calamity. Sí, señor. Sí, Jairo. Como usted diga, Jairo. En este momento. Si ves, para eso fue que terminé Xenoblade Chronicles máximo nivel, los super bosses. Para tener espacio para Age of Calamity.
What a huge hall! Paimon's never seen such a fancy place before.
Ahora con... Está bonito. Está muy chino, pero está bonito. ¿Cómo tienen estos cerezos medio bonsai adentro? Esta es la cámara de Jade.
Be at ease, you two. Make yourselves at home if you wish.
Can we really?
I have invited you two here as friends.
Es
And
importante
when
para mí
friends
que
come over to
disfruten
play,
de su
I
estancia.
enjoy.
Eso de ahí es...
Oh, isn't this that legendary wall?
Why, you've kept your ear to the ground, I see.
Parece que estás bien
That's
informada.
because even the story storytellers are talking about it. Everyone's
No
after
quiero
a
un
piece
pedazo de
of paper
papel de
from
ese
that
muro.
wall. It's super famous.
That's because that wall records Leo's secrets. Merchants have always been attracted to secrets. But the secrets of the mercantile world are of no interest to you, are they, traveler?
Objetos
You're rather
no interesante
special,
para usted.
really, and I think you're quite aware of that.
Usted es muy especial y creo que es consciente de ello. Ah, pues sí. Gracias por
If
reconocerlo.
possible,
Soy muy,
I'd
muy
like to have your
especial.
trust.
Si podría. Me gustaría ganarme su
But if you
confianza.
were
Yo
to
decidiré
choose the
eso.
more trustworthy person between myself and Kuching,
Entre tú, que crees en los dioses, y ella. La prefiero a ella, que es escéptica de las divinidades. Pero no le voy a decir eso, porque eso no me haría ver bien. Entonces voy a decirle que... la otra.
you'd pick Kuching? Nah,
Que
I had a
escogería a
feeling.
Genshin. Yo no dije eso, tú dijiste eso. Así que
I originally thought her a bit
estás asumiendo.
too hard-headed. With someone of her character on the Chising, I've had some extra messes to clean up behind the scenes. But after she said those words, the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Chising don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue? Well, I must say that quite a few of my doubts have been dispelled.
Ah, Kitchen también hizo dudar a Ningguang.
I won't deny that Rex Lapis's
That's pretty
passing
cool.
seems advantageous to us. But for Liyue's sake, we cannot allow ourselves to be shackled by rumors of our usurpation of power.
No puedo negar que la muerte de Rex Lapis puede ser beneficiosa para las 7 estrellas. Pero por el bien de Liyue no podemos quedarnos de brazos cruzados ante los rumores. Supongo que los Batuya están detrás de estos rumores.
Indeed. It seems that you understood what I meant to say from the very beginning. I called for the gag order and for the Exuvia to be hidden to temporarily stabilize the situation, and also to prevent something similar to the incident in Mondstadt. With
El
Rex
incidente del
Lapis's
dragón en
death,
Mondstadt.
the Fatui have busied themselves with many clandestine actions beyond their diplomatic remit. As the Tianquan, one responsible for Liyue, I cannot be too concerned with appearances when opposing them.
Los Batuya han aprovechado la muerte de Rex Lapis para actuar más allá de los límites de su diplomacia. No voy a guardar las apariencias cuando se trata de hacerles frente.
Allowing the rite of parting to take place was also meant to buy some time for us to take control of Liyue's administration.
It's exactly as
Que
Zhongli
Child
said.
sí,
The
sí
Chising
es
only
un
provided the venue for the
traidor.
rite, so they could use
Yo lo
us for
sabía.
their own ends. Wait, that's right. Speaking of ends, could I say one other thing?
Of course.
Paimon's heard that
Things.
anyone who sends a greeting gift gets a little something in return. So, does that include us?
Paimon escuchó que los huéspedes que traen obsequios obtienen algo a cambio. Paimon, no puedes dejar de pensar en eso por un momento.
It's
Está
all
bien.
right.
Me
I
gustan las
like
personas
direct
francas.
people. Well, we have made quite a bit of trouble for you
Les he
recently.
causado muchos problemas
How about
recientemente.
this? You can pick any one object here as you please.
Se
And you
llevan
may take
cualquier
it with
artículo
you.
de por aquí.
Yay! Paimon was just waiting for you to say that. One of the sheets on that wall.
Queremos uno de los papeles del muro.
Don't look at Paimon like that. One of these sheets of paper will sell for crazy prices, even if it's only as large as Paimon's fingernail.
Paimon, esta sí la pensaste bien. Aunque sean del tamaño del dedo meñique de Paimon, los papeles del muro valen una fortuna.
Just imagine how
Imagina
much
cuánto ha
more
de
a
valer un papel
whole
entero.
untorn sheet would sell for. Let's grab
sí.
one, the biggest one.
Coge uno, el más grande. Ok, pues si no me van a decir nada, primero que todo voy a empezar a curar a mi jefe.
Huh? Well, that was an easy search. The biggest sheet is right up there in the most obvious spot.
Coge el más grande.
La, la.
Veamos qué tiene escrito.
Huh? There's a place marked with a circle on
Cada
here.
círculo.
Oh, could
un
it be
tesoro.
treasure? Whatever it is, it better make us filthy rich. Let's see what's written over
Quizás
here.
sea nuestro pase hacia la fortuna.
Sigil of permission, something, Fatui, research,
Investigación,
hobby.
duplicado. Ah,
Aw, that doesn't sound like treasure at all.
pero ser no es un tesoro después de todo.
This piece of paper shows that a Chising spy discovered traces of classified Fatui research on the Sigil of Permission.
Él dice que un espía de las 7 estrellas descubrió rastros de una investigación de los Fatui sobre el sello del permiso.
Oh, Ningguang did say that the
Dijo que
Fatui
los
have
Fatui
been
habían
up to
hecho todo
all
tipo de
kinds of
maldades desde las
mischief in the
sombras en
shadows
Liyue.
of Liyue,
Han
spreading
difundido rumores
wanting to
y
get their
deseado
hands on the
apoderarse del
Archon's
cuerpo de
body
la
and
corte.
whatnot. But research on the Sigil of Permission? Paimon wonders what they're up
De
to.
la investigación sobre el sello del permiso. Pregunta qué están haciendo.
Speaking of which, there's also some connection between you and the Sigil of Permission. Seems there's still more for us to find out.
Claramente Ningguang está tratando de llevarnos allí.
Oh, you really think
¿Tú
so?
crees?
Well, should we not go
Entonces será
there?
mejor que vayamos. No, tengo otra idea.
Oh, so you're saying that it's precisely because we can't completely trust Ningguang that we should confirm the truth of what she says for ourselves.
Debemos comprobar lo que dice. Sí, lo que dice es cierto. ¿Es así?
That's way out of Paimon's league. Paimon thinks she's been nothing but good to us.
Creo que Ningguang ha sido muy buena con nosotros.
Anyway, we'll see if you're onto something.
Como bien dijiste, en marcha.
Before we look for Zhongli at Dihua Marsh, let's go to the place marked out on these papers and see if the Fatui really...
Ok, vamos a buscar a los Fatui de este mapa. Vamos a curar dominante. Desde aquí puedo teletransportarme. Parece que sí. Vemos. Fatui, una organización proveniente de Sneshinaya, suelen utilizar diplomacia coercitiva para lograr sus objetivos, pero tampoco dudan en emplear la fuerza si es necesario. ¿Es arriba o es abajo? Parece que es abajo. Tenemos que dar la vuelta. Ok, tenemos que seguir derecho más bien, ya que estamos aquí en la punta. Hay muchos Fatui. ¿Por qué? Oh, quiero jugar con este que hace más daño si caigo encima a máximo velocidad. ¿Por qué tantos Fatui? 5 manes. Un poco absurdo. Ow. Te tengo en una esquina. ¿A dónde vas a ir? Tener que enfocar primero el de hidro porque él puede curar a los demás. ¡Oh, God! Pero si podemos pescarle a varios al tiempo, pues también está bien. Este se fue el de hidro. Tenemos que lidiar con los escudos de estos dos. Oh, mataron a Amber, pero eso suele pasar. Wow. Uy. No me di cuenta que el protagonista no tiene casi vida, así que vamos a curar. Este man está tentado. Y ya no tiene escudo. Au. What? Ah, es que Este man de hielo está electrificado. Oh my god. Me destruyeron. Pero tengo cosas para revivirlo. Todo está bien. Rayos. No, bárbaro. Curación. Tiene buen rango ese man. Oh my god. Tengo 28 de vida en el aventurero. Dos, tres. Este man crío se voltea muy rápido. Yo juré que antes podía darle vueltas sin problemas. ¡Au! Y por ahora me toca usar. Nos sigamos curando con Bárbara. Uf. Por suerte Bárbara también es mi tanque, porque tiene muchísima vida, ya que sus curaciones escalan con su vida máxima. Intentemos usar a Shangin un rato. El de hidro se cayó. Oh no. Shangling. Lo revela de acaso. Necesito Shangling para poder destruir el escudo de este men. Que él es electro. Necesito recargarlo con fuego. Ok. Por ahora, el aventurero. Mientras curamos a Shangling con la siguiente rotación de Bárbara. Y ya, uno contra uno es mucho más sencillo. Mierda. Eso. Ataques cargados con Bárbara curan más y pegan más durito. Yo no sé por qué en ningún lado dice que sus ataques cargados curan más. Wow. Goba no le hizo mucho a su escudo realmente. Así que tal vez tendremos que usar fuerza física. Sí, me alcanzó a pegar, pero todavía estamos bien. La música de pelea de Leeway es chévere. Oh. Si puedo acorralarlo, puedo meterle un torbellino. Permito que venga hacia mí contra la pared. Perfecto. Si me quedo cerca, no debería irse muy lejos. Bárbara. Tan cerca. Le quedan unos píxeles de vida. Ahí está. Revisar la investigación de los Fatui. A ver. Ah, no puedo subir por acá. Puedo escalar todas las paredes, pero no puedo escalar esa cosa. No puedo simplemente cogerlo. ¿Es esto? No puedes hacer eso en combate. Me tengo que pelear contra el tipo Geo. Estos manes ni siquiera son tan fuertes. Tornado. O bueno, más bien como tsunami. No, tsunami sería pura agua. Ah, no, también está peleando este man de fuego. Igual no le va a hacer mucho, pero igual quiero el ataque aumentado de su chile. Amber sí le hace mucho a su escudo. Y ahora que no tiene escudo, ponemos el chile y lo atacamos con un torbellino con agua. Y ya. Ya casi. Estos son mucho más fáciles que los grandotes. Menos mal que no pusieron todos, faltaba también el golpeador de viento, que es otro grandote mamón. A ver la investigación.
There are so many talismans here.
Talismanes.
And some stacks of blank paper too.
Papel blanco. Parece que
What are they
copiaron
for?
ellos un patrón de los talismanes. Quizás están tratando de reproducir uno.
Paimon's seen this pattern before.
Eso es un talismán de
Oh, Paimon knows. It looks just like the
Ese
sigil of
te permiso.
permission the child gave you.
The Child.
But how did a relic of the Adepti end up in the hands of someone like Child?
No solo una
Oh,
reliquia.
that's right. Cloud Retainer said that when the Lord of Geo created the Sigil of Permission, it wasn't to be used as some old relic. Talismans like that were once used in the Archon War to channel divine powers.
Talismanes como si fueran utilizados en la guerra de los arcontes para canalizar poderes
Maybe the
divinos. Yo
Fatui are
los quiero
copying
todos.
the Sigil of Permission in hopes of achieving a similar effect.
Que los Fatui están copiando
Being
para
able
tener
to
poderes
channel
divinos.
divine power in battle?
Suena muy peligroso.
Whew, that sounds pretty dangerous.
Creo que los Fatui están tomando algo.
Plot thickens. We'll need to keep an eye on Child,
Hay que ser
that's
más
for sure.
precavidos con Child.
Alright, that's enough sticking around here. We gotta go meet up with Zhongli soon. The last stop
Vamos
on
con
our rite of
Zhongli.
parting preparations tour is Dihua Marsh.
El
Let's
pantano
go!
dijo. Toca ir al pantano, dijo. Conectarnos con Zhongli. A máxima velocidad. Listo. Hacia el norte. Ignora el guardián que me quiere cascar. Au. La curación de Bárbara también reduce el uso de estamina un poquito. Zhongli, que se narra la mojarra.
Right on time. I myself only arrived moments ago.
Llegué hace unos
Did you
momentos.
enjoy your visit to the Jade Chamber?
Disfrutaste con maravilla
It was
tu
so
visita a la cámara de
big
Harry.
and pretty and expensive.
Indeed.
Sí.
It's second to none. Then you met with Ningguang, I trust?
Todavía no me acostumbro a la voz
What did you
de
talk about with
Zhongli
her?
con ese cuerpo.
She's super rich and so generous. Paimon thinks she's very friendly.
La amabilidad es el arma de las personas de negocios.
Yeah, his take on Ningguang is quite different from Paimon's. He thinks that even the tactless Yuheng is more trustworthy than her.
Karen cree que aunque el equilibrio terrenal tiene menos tacto, es más fiable que ella.
Oh. So you also met with Kuching then?
Así que también
did
tendré
she have
este
to
con
say?
Kejing. ¿Qué les dijo
She
ella?
said the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liu at Qixing don't want to face that...
No respect for the divine.
Uf. Una falta de respeto hacia los
Indeed,
dioses.
contrary to the ever-bold Kuching, Ningguang is more of a businesswoman at
Ninguna es
heart,
más tradicional
though they are both members of the
y
Qixing.
empresaria.
Although she's friendly,
Aunque se
there's
mueve,
no way of clearly discerning her true intentions.
una forma de saber a ciencia cierta sus verdaderas intenciones. Ningguang es muy lista.
Yes. She has only relied on herself to rise to her current position. No ordinary person could ever achieve that. It's said that she's the one behind the constant expansion of the Jade Chamber.
Sí, sí, que ella
It's the
está detrás
second
de la
most important
expansión de la
thing to
cámara de
her.
Jade.
Even if she ever gave up the position of Tianquan, she would never
Una
give up
renunciara
the
su
Jade
posición
Chamber.
de equilibrio celestial. Nunca abandonaría la cámara de
The
Jade.
Jade Chamber is only second. What's the most important thing to her then?
La cámara de Jade está en segundo lugar. ¿Qué es lo más importante para ella?
Why, Mora, of course.
Mora, por supuesto. Eso tiene
All
sentido.
Ningguang talked about was the Fatui this and the Fatui that. She said that after Rex Lapis was murdered, the Fatui have constantly been trying to sink their fingers into Liyue, and that they...
That is how the Fatui have always been. It doesn't surprise me in the least.
Y ahora están tratando de reproducir el sello del permiso.
No matter what they may be planning, you must be careful when...
Es la
So,
guardia.
is there anything we need to get for the rite of parting in Dihua Marsh?
Intentemos por el rito de ascenso en el pantano, dijo.
Yes, as a matter of fact, there is.
Lirios
Today,
de
we'll
cristal
be gathering...
salvajes.
Blaze lilies. Well, why did we come all the way out here? Doesn't the garden in Eugene Terrace have some? Even Chingsa Village has... Oh, right! Paimon remembers that Madame Ping is always tending to flowers. Maybe we could ask her...
No. Those lilies have all been gardened by people.
Esas flores que
They
son
won't do it
jardines
all.
no servirán.
Dihua Marsh used to be full of glazed lilies. It is a sort of joyful flower
Alegre a la que le
that
gusta
listens to
escuchar el
human
canto de
soul.
los humanos.
Before the Archon War, Dihua Marsh was all dry land and fertile soil. But the war caused landslides, and the land was flooded, turning it into the marsh
Todos los
you see
lirios de
now.
cristal desaparecieron después de la
Nearly.
guerra.
Of course, there are some kinds of flowers that have been preserved and gardened by people in the city. But very few people know
Muy
that
pocas
glazed
personas
lilies may
saben
still
cómo
be
se
found
pueden
in the
encontrar
wild.
lirios de cristal en la naturaleza.
Wild glazed lilies have the strongest fragrance.
Las
If
fragancias
we
de
want to
lirios de
follow the
cristal
true
salvajes es más
tradition of the
fuerte.
rite of parting, we must grind up the wild
Debemos moler
lilies
lirios
and place the powder in a
silvestres y
censer
colocar el
of
polvo en un
everlasting
incienso.
incense. But I'll need your assistance in gathering these flowers.
Necesitas que las
No,
recoja.
I need you to sing to them.
No, necesito que
Singing to
cantes.
the flowers will make
Cantarle a
them
las
more
flores
fragrant.
y les hará más fragantes.
So how good is your
¿Estás
singing?
bien? Bueno, más o menos.
Why doesn't Paimon
¿Qué Paimon no te
believe you?
cree?
We'll only know once he starts singing.
Solo hay una forma de saberlo. Ok. Entonces vamos a escuchar la voz del protagonista por fin.
Go, Barbara, go!
Oh, espera. Habría que curarme un poquito antes de hacer esto. Por lo menos va a tener el ataque extra de Amber. Se me hace que algo va a salir mal. Presente. Espera. Revivir. Listo. Y además el punto está cerca de este cristal de teletransporte. Ya no me acuerdo cómo se llama.
Oh, protect us!
Ahí están los lirios. Bárbara sí sabe cantar.
It's time to sing. Whenever you're
Cantar,
ready.
cuando estés listo.
Da 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 da.
Es la canción de Bárbara cuando está aburrida.
The flowers are jumping. They look really angry.
Uh-oh.
Because you sang a song to Mondstadt that they don't understand here in Liyue?
Les gusta la canción de Monster. Uh-oh. Pero las canciones de Monster también pueden ser buenas. Oh god. Ok.
Let the show begin!
Oh, congelado. Oh boy. Auxilio, auxilio, auxilio. Auxilio, me desmayo. Oh god. Derretir el escudo. Curar a todo el mundo. Destruir las flores que me quieren matar.
Those weren't glaze lilies. Glaze lilies wouldn't hit people.
No atacaría a las personas. ¿Qué flores tan
This little
agresivas?
monster is known as a whopper flower.
Una mega flor.
Strange.
Pero se ven muy
These,
interesantes.
the glaze lilies used as a disguise were buried with the whopper flower for too long.
Ahora
The
se han
result
convertido en
seems to have
hierbas medicinales con
surprisingly
un efecto
potent
muy
medicinal
potente.
value. Let's collect
Hagamos
what
lo
we
que
can.
podamos de estos
Well,
productos.
that's nice and all.
Unfortunately, no.
Lamentablemente no.
That's so lame.
¿Por qué no?
Excuse me.
Disculpe.
Are you searching for glaze lilies?
Buscando lirios de cristal.
Oh, hey, it's
Ah, eres tú.
what's her face? Paimon can't remember.
Saludos,
Hello,
Ganyu.
traveler.
Hola,
I'm
viajero.
surprised you still remember my
¿Aún
name.
¿Aún recuerdas mi nombre?
That reminds
Me
me.
acuerdo.
How was your visit to the
¿Qué tal
Jade
fuiste a la
Chamber?
cámara de Hal?
Well, it sure would have been better if you told us how to get up there.
Habríamos perdido menos tiempo si nos hubieras dicho cómo llegar.
Didn't I tell you the way?
¿No?
Surely I
¿Les dije el
did.
camino?
Nope, we found the way out.
Encontramos el camino por nuestra cuenta. Quizá olvidaste mencionarlo porque todo el mundo sabe llegar. Supongo. Sí,
Oh,
es culpa de
I see.
Ya veo.
Uh-oh. I guess I really did forget to tell them.
Podría decirse.
Something seems a little... She's acting different from the first time we met. Where's her
Está un tanto
serious
diferente la
attitude
primera vez
now?
que nos encontramos. Esta es su actitud seria.
Oh, well, I met you at that time as an emissary of the Tianquan. But
Solamente
now
fui un
I am
emisario del
simply
equilibrio
out on a
celestial.
stroll to see the flowers.
Ahora simplemente estoy de paseo para ver
You
flores.
came all the way out here to see the flowers? Why not just
¿Ves
do
los
the
jardines
gardens
de la
of the...
ciudad?
Yujing Terrace is where Rex Lapis parted from this world. If I strolled through those lonely gardens now, I wouldn't be able to bear it.
No me atrevo a pasear por los jardines solitarios.
Whenever my duties take me near Yujing Terrace these days, I draw the windows to block my view of the gardens.
Prefiero cerrar las ventanas para no ver los jardines.
Oh, sorry,
Lo
we
siento.
shouldn't have brought it up.
No, it's quite all right. I just haven't processed. When the Archon War came to its end 2,000 years ago, the first iteration of the Seven would gather in Liyue and drink with Rex Lapis. But 5 of those original 7 had already passed before Rex Lapis. It's truly a changing of the guard.
Significa que
Now that the spirit of Rex Lapis has returned to the heavens, only Barbados of Mondstadt remains of the first 7.
ahora que el espíritu de Rex Lapis ha regresado a los cielos, el único que queda de los 7 arcontes finales es Barbatos, el arconte de Mondstadt. Oh, bots.
The
Solamente
other
queda
5, including Inazuma's
Vending.
Raiden Shogun, are no longer the same friends from 2,000 years ago.
los otros 5, incluidos Shogun Raiden de Inazuma, ya no son amigos, como lo fueron hace 2000
Of the
años.
current 7 Archons, the youngest is Sumeru's god of Dendro.
El más joven es
He is
Arconte
merely
de
500 years old,
el arconte de
whereas
Dendro de
Rex Lapis
Sumeru.
was more than 6,000 years old at the time of his
Solo
passing.
500 años. Es que Rex Lapis tenía más de 6000 años cuando murió.
This means that Liyue had been under Rex Lapis's rule from the moment it was first founded 37...
So what do you think of this farewell?
Apenas de esta despedida.
This... As a mortal, I've never
Nunca me había
dared to
atrevido a
imagine a
imaginar
Liyue without
Liyue
Rex
sin
Lapis.
Rex
But
Lapis.
as an Adeptus, I think I will eventually come to grips with
Llegaré a ser
reality.
la realidad.
Since Rex Lapis has passed,
Puesto que Rex
the
Lapis
time
ha
of Liyue's
fallecido,
contract with the gods and Adepti has
ahora
now
el
reached its
contrato de
end.
Liyue con los arcontes y adeptos ha llegado a su fin.
Did you just say, as an adeptus?
¿Cómo que como
Yes,
un adepto?
I am a mix of human and
Soy una
Chilean.
mezcla de humana y chile.
Adeptus blood flows through my veins. I fought for Rex Lapis and the city of
Luché
Liyue
por
during
Rex
the
Lapis y
Archon
la ciudad de
War.
Liyue durante la guerra de los arcontes. Oh my
After the
god.
war ended, I
Es otra
signed a
niña
contract with
supervieja.
Rex Lapis and took the position as secretary for the Chising. I've continued those duties to this very day.
Eso explica por qué tienes cuernos.
Let's save that conversation for another day. I also know where wild glaze lilies can be found. See, I've just...
We dare not.
Did you sing a song before you picked the lily?
Tú también cantaste una canción antes de recoger el
Indeed, I did. I know this tradition well. In fact, I sang a local Liyue ballad to it.
La canté una balada local de Liyue.
Wow, so you really know your stuff?
No, it is you who I should be thanking. If not for this chance meeting, I never thought that I would be able to contribute to the upcoming farewell for our ancient lord. If you would excuse me, I should return to my work now.
And that just about does it. Our preparations for the rite of parting are mostly finished. Given the ease of picking glaze lilies, I think this was a fitting end.
Yeah, Paimon can order.
I've had beginning a new undertaking, so you must be careful to...
Wow. All right,
Okay. Pum. Porque vamos a la entrada libre. De pronto sin ese faro y algo. No, te distraigas. Fatui.
what happened? The city gate is swarming with Millilith and... the
Fatui.
Fatui?
Dije,
This atmosphere is highly abnormal.
Félix, ¿qué hicieron?
Ah, you're the consultant to Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Mr. Zhongli, I presume. The Millilith are watching our every move now. These are desperate times. We mustn't act rashly.
Desperate time?
The Adepti of Joyun Karst are finally on the move.
No creo que vengan con buenas
Do they intend to exercise force?
Expansión punitiva.
Most likely. I've heard that some members of the Qixing have already gone to meet them. I say meet, but it's more like they're attempting to stall the Adepti outside the city. However, both sides were quite obstinate and hit an impasse.
It seems inevitable, given the current...
The Adepti do not acknowledge the Qixing. They only acknowledge the contracts of the Geo-Archon. If the two sides come to blows, Liyue Harbor will be in no position to stop them.
Surely the Liyue Qixing are not the sort to give in so easily.
Ciertamente las 7 estrellas de Liyue no se rendirán tan fácilmente.
Their boneheadedness is known throughout the lands. Yet it's because of that obstinacy that mortals and Adepti are now on the verge of conflict.
And what now? How is it that the Fatui have come under fire?
That's all Ningguang's doing. She proclaimed that in these tumultuous times, the Millilith must rein in the actions of the Fatui. Only now do they want to start keeping tabs on us? That's the Qixing for you. Anyway, Mr. Zhongli, you're one of Child's close associates. Please understand that your actions will reflect on us. Don't let anyone catch you off guard.
It looks like things are about to boil over in Liyue Harbor.
Do you intend to use your neutral identity as an intermediary between both sides? Neither path is an easy one.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Zhongli, we've heard that the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor has also been caught up in all of this. They're currently squaring...
Things are taking a turn for the worse. I'm afraid I must consider your next...
So what does Zhongli mean by looking for the fuse?
Child.
Oh, Paimon gets it. If there's anyone that wants to see the whole city turned upside down, it's definitely him. He must be waiting for the moment when no one is watching to do something. Well, where could we find him now? Where would he go at a time like this?
Ven conmigo. Casa Dorada. Ahí es donde debe estar. Sebastián G. Ok. Es más rápido coger el camino, pero tal vez es más rápido escalar la montaña. ¿Por qué no? Tengo toda la estamina. Literalmente. Solo es importante que no caiga en el agua porque me ahogaré. El cazador. Aquí no he estado antes. Está bien bonito. Nivel 30. Sombra dorada. Camine pues. Será fácil. Ya se ha descargado Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity.
Wow! This is the Golden House?
Esta es la Casa Dorada.
It looked impressive enough from the outside, but who would have guessed that it was even fancier on the inside?
Sí, el exterior se veía hermoso.
Full of Mora.
Lleno de mora.
This is where all of Teyvat's Mora is minted, right?
Aquí es donde se acuña todo el mora de Teyvat.
Maybe they won't notice if a few Mora go missing.
Se darán cuenta si faltan algunos mora. Si fuera tan fácil, habrían vaciado este lugar hace mucho.
Oh, so it's a trap! Tricky. Good thing Paimon's got you here.
Aquí.
But even if we can't take any, we can still have a closer look. Or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of Mora. It's like a dream
Estos van
come
haciendo
true.
estar cubiertos en una montaña de mora. Tengo un extraño presentimiento sobre este lugar.
Back to
Tienes
business.
razón, de vuelta a la cuestión.
Quiet. Too quiet. Surely someone's gotta be guarding something as important as the Huh? Look! What happened here?
Parece haber perdido el conocimiento.
Paimon smells trouble.
Hay
Quick!
problemas.
We have to go make sure that the Exuvia is all right.
Ubicado de estar el Exuvia. Child. Joven, ¿está bien? Oh. Una montaña de mora. Oh boy. Vamos a curarnos porque este lugar se ve peligroso.
You've already fulfilled your task as guides, so why do you still linger here? Haven't you already
No han
seen
tenido
enough
suficientes
trouble for
problemas por
today?
un día.
Who's there?
Child.
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross, and you're in my way.
Creo que llegué justo en el momento indicado.
Although I'm deeply grateful to you that I was able to effortlessly find this secret location, don't you think that trying to stop me now would just be wasted effort?
¿No crees que tratar de detenerme ahora sería un esfuerzo inútil?
Stopping the Mora mints, hiding away the Exuvia.
Esconder la Exuvia.
The Chising are really pulling out all the stops this time.
Todo lo que está en sus
So
manos.
you've been planning to take the Gnosis from inside the Exuvia all along?
¿Crees que puedes encontrar la Gnosis en la Exuvia?
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, it's my duty to see the will of the Tsaritsa fulfilled.
Como uno de los 11, es mi deber llevar a cabo la voluntad de Sarina.
She will get that which she
Ella obtendrá
desires.
lo que desea. No dejaré que te acerques a la Exuvia.
I'm not asking for your blessing, and there's nothing you can do to stop me anyway. The time for discussion and diplomacy has already passed. I mean, if it were up to me, I would have skipped that stage to begin with. But I'm willing to do as the Tsaritsa deems fit.
La Sarina considere conveniente.
Either way, we now come to my favorite part. A simple pleasure, and one that I am oh so delighted to be sharing with you.
Y ahora mi parte favorita. Lo
The
que podemos
battle.
disfrutar juntos. La batalla.
Battle? So you're the type that...
You could say that. When Signora offended the deities outside the cathedral in Mondstadt, she swiftly left the scene once her mission was accomplished. Instead of confronting you directly, she chose to rely on the snow and ice to make her escape. She wouldn't want the knights to come running towards the sound of battle now, would she? When she faces a worthy opponent, she will prioritize her mission, weigh the outcomes, and consider the consequences of her actions. But as for me, the greatest pleasure of being a harbinger lies in crossing blades with strong opponents.
We won't let what happened in Mondstadt ever happen again!
No dejaremos que vuelva a suceder lo que pasó en Mondstadt.
Oh, so you intend to fight me? Good. I won't kill you, Traveler. I'll just play along, to feel the thrill of battle. Besides, you could never defeat me, not even in your wildest dreams. But hey, try to relish the fight anyway, because fighting talk, I love it. Now let's see you live up to
que
it.
así sea. No me decepciones.
This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with a Fatui Harbinger.
¿Qué está pasando?
Amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint.
Nunca hemos peleado contra un jefe
Cowering already?
humanoide. Oh my god. Tengo que esquivar. Bien. Child. Y no le digo.
You're wide open.
Empieza el show.
How unbecoming.
Se me acabó la estamina. No pude seguir esquivando.
Try this. Full time.
El daño elemental si traspasa tu escudo.
Not bad, not bad. Guess I should take you more seriously.
¿Qué está pasando?
No wonder Signora was so wary of you. That just means
Tiene una segunda fase. Y ahora es Electro.
this is about to get tough.
Redenso.
Show me what you can do against the might of a harbinger.
Woohoo. Ouch.
No use hiding back there.
Me marcó. Amber está muerta. Todo está bien, todo está bien. ¿Qué onda con este man? Quieto.
All you do is run. No use hiding back there.
4000 de daño más agua. No podrás. Eres nivel 69. Nice. Y además cuando termine con el viento ya me estoy curando.
Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite
Tu
impressive.
habilidad con la espada es impresionante.
But that's about as
Esto es lo
far
más
as
lejos
you'll
que
get.
llegarás. Oh, 20. Rex. Imagínate poder usar ambos elementos.
Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing it to get close to the Exuvia!
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected.
Eso no es nada.
Well then, I'll be taking
Llevaré la
Rex's
gnosis de
gnosis
Morax.
now.
Con su permiso.
I see.
Esto sí que no me lo
Well,
esperaba.
this is most unexpected.
Tú te adelantaste, ¿cierto? La gnosis no está en el cuerpo. Mingwang. Porque Child tiene dos elementos. Ese es mi poder. tercera fase. Child. Targalia.
This is going to cost you!
Todo tiene un precio. Oh my god. Debajo de la cámara había otra cámara. ¿Quién lo diría? No sé de qué estás hablando. Yo no cogí la Gnosis. Fue Ningguang. Pero igual tengo que cascarte antes de sacársela a Ningguang. ¿Me falló? Si hubiera sido tan alto como Kaya me hubiera cascado. Va. Bárbara. Remolí. Ouch. No remolí. Interrumpe siempre mis remolinos. Maldito. Pues haré remolinos rápidos. En ese caso. ¿Qué está pasando? Una ballenota, oh my god. Vamos a reír, tío Bárbara. Tú, calla. Igual sin cargar el cooldown es más corto, aunque haga menos daño. Oh my god. Ok, aquí no me pega. Child. Eres un... ¿Cómo te atreves a levantar tu mano frente a mí? Au. No vi el círculo, pero todo bien. No pasa nada. Por eso tenemos a Bárbara con la vida completamente llena. Oh boy. Bárbara no alcanza a pegar. Copa. Bárbara. Con el ulti de Xiangling es bueno voltear hacia la derecha tuya para que la lanza le pegue más veces. Ñágara. Esta vez te dejaré ir. Así como no. Free to play te mató, Child.
Child's back to normal again.
Sin un solo puño.
Well then, time to cool off. It seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too great for my body. I lacked the opportunity to think this through, and now that I consider the matter more carefully, you never had any chance of beating me to the Gnosis. You had no connection to the Gnosis, no matter where it had been taken.
That's what we've been trying to tell you. We didn't take it.
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Señor's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could that be? You already know the answer, don't you? I can see it in your eyes. But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have to curb my curiosity. This battle has already left me satisfied.
Ha sido bastante satisfactoria.
Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend.
Cualquier persona que aspire a
Even
ser
if
más
our
fuerte como
friendship
yo
can
es
only
mi
be
amiga.
shown in battle against one another.
Esa amistad solo se puede mostrar en una batalla.
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make
La
friends.
forma más rara de hacer amigos.
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable conversation to an end. My quest, given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone, then we must look once again to the beginning. Perhaps it was never in the Exuvia to begin with.
Debemos buscar de nuevo desde el principio. Quizás nunca estuve en una
In
exuvia.
fact, it might be that the Exuvia was just a diversion of sorts.
Es posible que eso fuera una especie de distracción.
What? So you mean that...
Los restos eran
Yes,
falsos.
it appears so. It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also well versed in little maneuvers beyond the boundaries of contracts. As such, we must now look to our backup plan.
Backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this. I absolutely detest working with those who are weaker than I. The truth is, the world belongs to those of us who desire to become strong. I seldom willingly mingle with any dull and boring weaklings who think otherwise. Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as Fatui harbingers. Children must all learn to eat their vegetables sometime.
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyan's stone forest.
A god?
Osial, overlord of the Vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the Geo-Archon in the Archon War, and who has remained pinned beneath the waves by the Geo-Archon stone spears ever since. If such an ancient god were to be unleashed upon Liyue Harbor, defenseless without the protection of its deity, do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch the ensuing destruction?
The Archon War ended 2,000 years ago. How can an ancient god appear in a world now overseen by the Seven?
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hey!
Los
what are
sellos.
sigils of permission?
El sello de
Oh,
permiso.
Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them.
No solo eso, estás tratando de duplicarlo.
Indeed. The one that was
Pero-
given to you was just a
Te dieron a ti,
byproduct of our
solo resultado de
research.
nuestra investigación.
With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated
poder
in one
concentrado.
place, along with that which was bestowed upon me as a harbinger by our Tsaritsa, breaking the subduing might of the Geo-Archon spears for a time should be... Using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to interest me, and is largely against my principles. But knowing that such an action will not only force the Geo-Archon to show its hand, but you as well, that makes matters a little more
Hace que las cosas sean
intriguing.
más intrigantes. Este man está re loco. Oye, la voy a retirar ya, pero no estamos allí. Oh god. Tentí controlar los vientos. Oh. Muy rápido. Pero es mejor que no estés por acá.
Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Mi güey, sin necesidad de ver el espectáculo.
Huh? He's already gone.
Se fue.
That guy is fast.
Es muy rápido.
What's going
¿Qué es
on?
eso? Holy moly. Lingwang, ¿qué hiciste? Damn. Esto escaló rápido. La misión anterior estábamos haciendo el chico de los mandados por todo Liyue. Y ahora estamos hablando de dioses.
Paimon's exhausted.
Paimon está muerta de
If we
cansancio.
hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying
pues,
over
Elena.
just as we came out of the Golden House, we really wouldn't have known which way to go. Did we make it it died?
Hace tiempo.
Is the overlord
El
of the
señor del
vortex
vórtice está
still
todavía
in
en
the
el mar.
sea? It
No
hasn't
estoy yo
destroyed
Leeway,
the
¿cierto?
land.
What are you doing here?
¿Qué están haciendo?
Huh? Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the Chising. Is the fighting over?
¿Se acabó la pelea?
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now
Ante la
and
calamidad,
unite against this
los
common
adeptos y
enemy.
las estrellas han acordado dejar de lado sus diferencias por el momento, unirse contra este enemigo común.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you plan to
Planean
defend
defender
Liyue?
Leeway.
Just seeing this overlord of the
Espero de
vortex
ver al
guy
señor del
puts a
vórtice
pit in
desde lejos.
Paimon's tummy, even from all the way
Tengo un mal
out here.
presentimiento.
It's not just you.
Solo
We've
tú.
got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force of an ancient god's presence seems to be too much for ordinary people to handle. Which is why we
Soldados
must
también
stop
tienen
that
miedo.
monster before it gets any closer to Liyue Harbor.
Debemos detenernos antes de que acerquemos a
So
Leeway.
the Archon War was fought. So will the power of the Chising, Millilith, and Adepti gathered here?
We've already discussed this together, and our
Es poco probable que lo podamos detener.
But all of you are supposed to be the
Son
guardians
los
of
guardianes de
Liyue.
Leeway.
Can't you
Debe
think
haber una
of
forma.
One certainly could.
Solo hay una forma.
The Chising did once research the matter of
La
the
balista de
Guizhong ballista
Guizhong,
when it piqued
la
their
colocación
fancy.
de las 7 estrellas. Quienes
And
inspeccionaron.
as fate would have it, one who did craft the Guizhong ballista with one's own
Doctores,
hands
los adeptos,
is
estuviéramos
here.
ahí.
For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet it would take one, but a little
Aplicaciones en esta
tinkering to
ballesta
turn
para
this
convertirla en un
ballista.
arma formidable.
I suppose this is one, so be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong ballista to fight off that god. We haven't a moment to spare.
Ok, vamos a usar la balista contra ese bicho gigante. ¿Qué onda? ¿Qué chingadas? Simplemente puede convocar balistas. Yo, es una metralleta. Los Fatui.
The Fatui! They're attacking the Guizhong ballista!
Qué ching. Es una maga Fatui. Damn.
The 3 Adepti are manning the Guizhong ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work.
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go help too!
We
Primero,
Adepti have not faced the
el
gods
de agua.
several millennia. Let one see what you are made of then. What
Listo.
strength remains within you? One wishes to
El
witness.
de ánimo. ¿De dónde viniste? Oh, Jesus.
Killjoy!
Quieto.
Just begun.
Los tiradores de Pyro. Lejos. ¿Será suficiente? No sé que no. Un poco más. No, sí lo suficiente. Rayos. Que se hizo el electro. El del mazo. ¡Ya! ¡Pum! Otros puños ánimo. Niágara. No. Quieto con eso.
Looks like I went too far.
98, 97 y 96% de integridad en las balistas.
That is Osial's divine power. I am.
Estoy familiarizado con el
Be
poder de
careful
Osai.
not to get hit.
Cuidado que no te... ¡Ah! I'm fine. Ya me estoy curando.
The Fatui! They're attacking!
Es Fatui.
Snatchnized diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
Vamos. Es la abuela. Oh god. Pega duro. Nota que estos enemigos quedan las ondas de choque. Ok.
Light from your body. It's like the tiny giant cars. Wow, it's like a pink shockwave. This granny's really strong.
No.
Flash free, chill to the bone. Disappear! We've only just begun. Looks like I went too far.
Vamos.
My duty.
El norte está menos de la mitad, eso no está bien. Las ondas de choque hacen demasiado daño contra estas cosas. Están capeando alrededor.
I'd guard you against evil.
Es muy chile.
Cast your fear of injury by the wayside and fight with all your might. I too did this during the Archon War.
So this is what Ganya's like in a fight.
Estamos bien.
My name means swiftness.
Mi nombre es rapidez.
Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast.
Whoa. Ouch. Heal. Pero ¿qué es bueno que haga? No puedo ir hacia él. Ya no hay más enemigos. Será que los maté muy rápido.
You are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
Una maga Fatui. God damn. La maga sobrevivió. Esto. Desde que nos están atacando la del norte, estamos bien. Ahí ya.
Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak.
In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
Oh god. Vamos Fatui. Está. Bruja.
Look at me.
¿Llegaron al mismo?
Bet you can let it
Locos.
Look, get them. I'll protect them.
This is it.
Chile.
The Batui's numbers are thinning.
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
No veo más Fatui, no sé qué hablan. Joder, esto está más interesante que... Bueno, no que Ganon, pero sí que Ganon grande.
Interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
Vamos dedicarnos totalmente a destruir el dios del vacío.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
Ningguang, ¿estás bien? What? ¿Qué es esa flecha de luz hacia el cielo? Llueve caos. Eso no se ve muy bueno para las ballestas. Chao. Un momento creí que era 20. Oh, what? 20. ¿Tú qué haces acá?
Be careful now. The Guizhong ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
Tengo otra idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
Sacrificaré la cámara de
What is the meaning of this?
¿Qué pretendes hacer?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand.
Dame una mano.
Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
What? ¿Qué está pasando? Toda la magia de los adeptos más la mía. Oh, I'm dead. Ningguang mató a un hombre. Y ese hombre era yo. Ah, no. Los adeptos nos salvaron también. Eso fue épico. Redenso. Ultraviolento. Y extra picante.
Is it finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to fade. The effects of the Sigil of Permission last but a short time.
Ha sido forzado una vez más por la Camaja de regresar a las profundidades del bosque de piedra.
It will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex can make any waves.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future of Liyue Harbor would surely have been in...
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten the reason for which we came.
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then limited income in preparation for building the Jade Chamber. At first, it was only the size of a small room. It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman and as the backbone of the Liyue Qixing. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperation and sacrifice deserves at least some recognition, don't you agree?
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as some leverage in our negotiations. Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today. But please forgive us. We cannot yield to your wishes. 3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed a contract with Rex Lapis to protect Liyue. Even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone, just as it was thousands of years before. This is truly no, but that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same city as it was all those years ago. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead, focus your sights on our city and each of the citizens that dwell within it.
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
Estás cuestionando nuestros medios para proteger Liyue. Moldeador de montañas.
I mean no offense.
No pretendo
I simply
ofenderlos.
hope that our
Simplemente espero
Adepti
que nuestros
forebears would see
antepasados
Liyue
adeptos
in a new light.
vean Liyue bajo una nueva luz.
Forebears, you say? One
Distinto
doubts you
pasado.
would be fit to be part of such a
Como que
lineage.
piensas que también eres parte del linaje de Liyue.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me in a dream.
Se me apareció en un sueño.
What?
In the dream,
Sueño.
I yearned to tell him that we
Para decirle que,
Chising,
aunque las
though
7
mortal,
estrellas somos mortales,
are equally bound to the
estamos igualmente
contract.
obligadas a cumplir el contrato.
Each passing generation of the
Cada generación
Chising
que
leaves
pasa las
many things of
decisiones
value
deja
to be
muchas
inherited
cosas de
by the
valor
next
para la próxima
generation.
generación.
I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Chising had strove under his rule to survive in our mortal world, establishing a network of but I dared not speak.
No me atreví a hablar.
I could only
Solo puedo
gaze at
mirarlo
him
en
in
silencio
silence
hasta que
until
me
the moment I...
Oh, Ningguang.
Todos estamos en la misma posición ahora.
Yet another perspective.
El
What are you
espectador
trying to say,
ve
Outlander?
más que el jugador. ¿Qué intentas decir, Forrest? En el momento que hay discordia entre los protectores y los protegidos, la armonía se vuelve difícil de restaurar.
Right. That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the four
Eso
winds
lo
and the
recuerda
people
Paimon en la
of the
historia de
Animal
Mondstadt.
Archon.
Es una historia de los 4 vientos y el pueblo del Arconte de Ánimo.
The Animal Archon sought to
Intentó
quell the
calmar
strife
la
between
posición
the
de
two
ese pueblo,
sides,
pero
because
creyó
he
que solo
believed
traería
that such
heridas a
conflict
ambas
would only
partes,
scar the hearts of both,
que nada bueno
and
podría
that
salir de
nothing
ello.
good would come of it.
Esto es lo que aprendimos de la capital de la libertad.
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Cada una de las 7 naciones tiene sus propias cicatrices del pasado.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity.
Aunque lo que dices es muy simplista.
As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an outlander who has lent us such succor.
All right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens? I know I already have, so why not see for yourselves?
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
Creo que no podemos hacerles la cortesía adecuada para aparecer
And
en
who
armadura.
are you?
¿Quién eres
I
tú?
am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millelith. I have come to extend my thanks to the Adepti.
Yo venía a extender mi agradecimiento a los
I
adeptos.
thought this battle would perhaps be my last,
Yo mismo pensé que esta
but
batalla
thanks
sería
to the
quizás
aid of
la
the
última.
Adepti, our forces were not as badly although I am a mere mortal soldier. I promise to hold the line and never betray the grace given to us by the illuminated Adepti this day.
Huh? Why does everyone look so down?
Acabamos de derrotar al monstruo.
Weren't you frightened, dear? It was quite the predicament.
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millelith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with... When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, we make fun toys and tasty snacks and loads of things that make the harbor so pretty. Thanks for protecting Liyue
Gracias a
Harbor.
todos por proteger el
Please come
puerto de
visit
Liyue.
us for the next lantern rite.
Visítenos para el próximo rito de la linterna.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Lamentablemente no podríamos participar.
Because we are Adepti.
Que somos adeptos.
Oh, okay.
Pero
It
es
must be
difícil
hard
ser
being an
adeptos.
adept. Oh.
You see, this is what Liyue is like today. The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection. But it is no longer necessary for the city to rely on the Adepti's power to solve every little niggling matter. Although their blood is weak, there is still strength to be found in those we call mortals. The time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed. Now is the time of contracts between Liyue and its people.
Ahora es la era de los contratos entre Liyue y su gente.
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place. Wouldn't you say so, Cloud Retainer?
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not spearhead this expedition to Liyue Harbor.
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Sé que la actitud de los adeptos ha cambiado. Finalmente están tratando de tenderle el corazón de la gente.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, conqueror of demons.
Yes, one understands what the Conqueror of Demons means. The city of Liyue has changed much after our long... One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, you humans would have once again changed the place beyond recognition. Fair enough.
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall persist no further.
Entonces está todo arreglado. Los adeptos están de acuerdo en insistiremos.
But how will we ensure that the Liyue Chising will not simply exploit their power once we depart? In my view, that is still a thing to be guarded against.
¿Cómo podemos estar seguros que los 7 estrellas de Liyue no ocultarán la verdad una vez que nos vayamos?
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of supervision is best left to the people of Liyue.
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. All's well that ends well, huh?
Los adeptos fueron bastante razonables aquí.
Oh, right! It's nice that we've got peace and all, but we're forgetting one thing.
¿Dónde está el Gnosis?
To unleash the god, so he could lure Rex Lapis out.
Pero Rex Lapis no salió.
We were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on our own, so Rex Lapis never showed up. Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get to the bottom of that Archon's death too?
Sí, y que el cuerpo probablemente es falso.
Hyman doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adepti?
Ritual de ascenso, supongo que ese es el final de la historia.
Rite of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshen Funeral Parlor.
Woohoo! Oh.
Oh, protect us?
Ya todo está ahí. Yo creí que iba a estar aquí arriba, no estamos preparando todo.
Race you!
Is there anything I can do for you two? I'm afraid that Wangsheng funeral...
We've come to see Zhongli!
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment.
Doesn't the Northland... Last time we saw Zhongli was... Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? We had better go and make...
Eso está en la base de los Fatui. En Liyue. Genial. Yes. Llegué por ahí. Pinche Fatui, no me hables. Estoy buscando a Zhongli.
You call this cooperation between harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Hay que comunicarse, ¿sabes?
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? I'm sure you must have enjoyed that. Oh, it seems...
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And
Señora.
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the city of Bards, was it? I'm glad you still remember my name. Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly as something precious was snatched away from your friend.
Voy a poder recuperarlo.
Don't let her get to you! You've yet to gather the powers of all 7 elements, and our last battle at the Golden House was almost more than you could handle. So it might be best to keep things peaceful this time, seeing that 2 of the Harbingers are here.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped off the map. This is certainly...
Paimon knew that we should never have trusted a Fatui.
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything against you personally. Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for that little tussle we had at the end. Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this against me, but that's up to you. The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually, I think...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat once I'm through here. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind. The Gnosis, please.
La Gnosis.
What in the world are you talking about?
Zhongli es Rex Lapis.
The contract is fulfilled. That which thou seeketh is now bestowed unto thee. For my promise is solid as stone.
How sanctimonious.
So you're the Lord of Chio? No, wait! That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to
¿Qué le das en la Gnosis a los Fatui?
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For it is a matter solely between the Tsaritsa and I.
Es un asunto entre la Tsarina y yo. Me temo que no entiendo.
You don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you, and splat! This big dragon falls out of the sky, and
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was bound to boil over. That's what he wanted to see, am I right?
Wait, what?
Okay.
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. I witnessed the founding of Liyue, together with the even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. I kept convincing myself that cracks had not begun to form, and that the end of my time had not yet come. Until one drizzly day, as I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, "You finished your duties. Go ahead and call it a day." I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself,
Oh, Zhongli.
but as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that many reasons still was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age. I decided that a test was needed in order to reveal the answer, so I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue Chising to play their roles together on the stage that was Liyue. That's right. Which is why I continued to safeguard the Gnosis until now.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring Liyue back under control?
Of course, and it would have been all too easy for him too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, So has Leo matured when faced with the death of its deity.
I was pleasantly surprised with the finale of the show that you all put on. Why, you even deserved an encore. The Adepti deserve the greatest applause, considering their years of seclusion. They hardly recognized the city, yet faced with such a crisis, they exerted the greatest amount of restraint. Not only did they manage to cooperate with the Qixing, but in the end, and hats off to the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract, Signora. She managed to keep everything she knew in strict confidence, far from the eavesdropping ears of her colleague child, just as I had requested. All the while, I carried on as Zhongli, and fulfilled the traditions of Liyue in this mortal form. Thank you for walking that path with me. These things were all a part of my script. The only unforeseen plot twist was the conduct of the Liyue Qixing. I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti, to come to the defense of Liyue. But when all was said and done, they seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue's divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my death to quickly gain complete control of Liyue.
That doesn't sound good at all!
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me, and it was also that which I longed for the most. As such, this is the best parting gift anyone could have given this god of old.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me? You've practically kept me in the dark.
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning the city upside down. The Lord of Geo ought to thank you for your performance, if anything. If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and gods, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Geo-Archon, Liyue would never have been able to become a dazzler.
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight? Hey, haven't you learned the Liyue saying, don't always call it as you see it?
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapolyarny Palace and seek an audience with Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa. Come, child.
Fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat with the likes of you.
Do as you wish.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good trade is a fair trade. Paimon has no idea what could be a good trade for a Gnosis.
Realistically speaking, there is no such thing.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless contracts. If the deal was of no benefit, then my agreement with the Cryo-Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo-Archon. My contract to end all contracts. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used to balance the scales, uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
Great. Lo que sea, pues. Zhongli está muy WTF.
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we spent so much time trying...
Pues no me ha molestado por 40 puntos de experiencia.
It would be a real shame not to go there now.
Vamos al rito de ascensión ahora sí.
Let me show.
There's only one real possibility in my... Fatui? Shh. Look.
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere.
Yes, and to
say, do you think the person who assassinated our lord?
Now that you... I mean it all... Still...
for...
Sí, los Fatui lo mataron y llamaron a la bestia. Por razones muy extrañas.
Hear ye all! Though a dragon's gods and rumors, and having been thwarted, nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
Byron needs a translation on what the Chising's announcement said.
Dijeron que Rex Lapis no fue asesinado.
So that something feels off. Why would they suddenly give up looking for the murderer? Not to mention, could the Chising already have known that Rex Lapis wasn't dead? But Zhongli said that neither they nor Did Zhongli tell them in secret after his gnosis changed hands?
Puede ser.
Exactly, right?
Entonces no hay rito de ascensión. O sí hay rito de ascensión, pero no creen que fue asesinado.
Look, it's Ningguang and Keqing. Are they saying something? Are their speeches over?
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract. And it is also the end of an era.
3,700 years of contracts burnt and reduced to ash.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous. But blinded by our prosperity, we forgot that time can be pitiless.
The long, unending dream of our Archon walking among us.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to say farewell. Will you stand with us as we re-establish our contracts? As we build a new age?
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking this?
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is looking our way!
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young.
The Liyue Chising always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far and our reach is long.
No hay nada que pase inadvertido para nosotros.
Name your price.
Y tu precio. Te lo
You deserve
mereces.
that.
Whoa!
Primo gemas. El reto está completado. Wait. Shh.
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
Oh, estoy buscando a mi hermana.
And to think I'd put my best perfume on before coming here, thinking you'd like it.
No.
But
me
it
molestes.
seems as if those perfumes really were meant. Well, that's fine. Suffer no rivals in love, they say. And that's 3 gone in 1 stroke.
El último adiós.
Uy, redenso.
What's redenso? Magalixi, gracias por el follow. Hemos completado el reto.
The
Pero
cleanup.
no sé con quién quieren que hable.
Roping.
con esta party de solo unidades, solo héroes gratis, hemos terminado la historia. Me cae mal Paiwan. Ah, pues siempre puedes intentar comértelo en una emergencia. Lo malo es que le gusta la baba con azúcar. Así que no sé cómo sabrá Paiwan. ¿Cómo voy a estar relajado después de quitarme la carga de 13.700 años? Bueno, si tienen tiempo de sobra, quiero inventarles una comida.
That sounds like big talk,
Solo habla de
Sean.
dientes para
I
afuera.
might have believed you if you were treating us to some third-round knockout, but you'd have to pay out your nose just to stand inside Shinyue kiosk.
Sí.
Are you sure you can
Este man
afford
nunca tiene
it?
plata. No le creo que nos vaya a invitar.
All right.
Tienes razón, me
I
faltan
do
Mora.
like the Mora.
Pero que no ha cambiado nada.
Why would Morax
¿Cómo es
lack
posible que
Mora?
Morax no tiene Mora?
As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora.
Puedo crear Mora fácilmente.
But since I have chosen to walk this
Pero como
earth
el
as
que
the
cambió la
mortal
tierra,
Zhongli,
como el mortal Zhongli,
I should abide by the same
seguir
rules
las
that
mismas
mortals
reglas que
do.
los mortales.
When I was journeying with you, though I still had the
Tenía
gnosis
mi
in
gnosis
hand,
cuando viajaba
I knew
contigo.
that I must soon retire from
Sé que
my
pronto
role
debía
as an
abandonar mi papel
archon,
como arconte.
so
Así
I
que
had
tuve que
to
practicar
rehearse
poco para
for
mi
my
nueva
new...
vida.
Oh, no wonder. Paimon gets it now. You didn't look at the price tags when we were spending because you've
Nunca
never
se fijó en el
had to.
precio porque nunca tuvo que pagar nada.
But since you weren't used to not being able to just
Pero
make
como no
more
puedes crear
Mora as
Mora,
and when you wanted to,
se convierte en un
you had to try
parásito de
becoming
la
a
ciudad que intenta
parasite
vivir
to
del dinero de
society.
otros.
Well, we were only spending Fatui money.
Estamos
You
gastándonos dinero de los
don't have to
futuros.
say it like that.
No es necesario ponerlo así.
In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or
No solo
goods.
tenemos dinero o bienes,
We also
también
exchange
tenemos
knowledge,
conocimientos,
memories,
recuerdos
and
y
foresight,
previsiones,
as
así
well
como
as
puestos,
positions,
roles y
roles,
vidas.
and the Archon Morax could never
¿Cuántas
experience
veces
life as the true mortal Zhongli
descendiera al
could,
mundo del Arconte Morax?
no
Nunca
matter
puede
how many
experimentar
times he
la vida
descended to
como
be with his
mortal
people.
Zhongli.
I must
Es
thank you
gracias a
for
ti,
that.
Kalian.
I will treasure the memories that I
Pensaré
made
todos
as
los recuerdos
Zhongli,
que hice como Zhongli.
traveling the streets of
Caminaba
Liyue
contigo
with you.
por Liyue. Fue un buen viaje,
That is true.
excepto por todas las vueltas que me hiciste
There
hacer.
is no journey that does not
Eres un
end.
desgraciado, puedes hacerme pagar
No
todo.
meetings without
Aunque es
partings.
chévere que también hiciste pagar a Child.
Paimon thinks that we should make a move and continue our search.
I fear that continuing your journey may be
Tengo que ver
difficult.
con será difícil.
The nation that neighbors
Inazuma,
Liyue
la
by
ciudad
sea,
vecina de Liyue.
Inazuma, is presently closed.
Por vía marítica está actualmente cerrada. Cerrada.
Yes, the nation has been
Nación ha sido
closed
cerrada
by
por
order
orden
of
de
its
sociedad.
deity, the Electro
El Arconte
Archon
Electro
Ball.
Baal.
And just as the
Es como
people
la
of
gente de Liyue
Liyue
prefiere
prefer to
llamarme
call
Rex
me
Lapis.
Rex
Ella
Lapis,
también tiene otro nombre.
she too goes by
Pero la
another
gente de
name.
Inazuma.
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before.
Raiden.
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the shogun of the
Raiden es el
Inazuma
shogun
Bakufu,
del
people call
Bakufu
her
de
the
Inazuma.
Raiden Shogun.
La gente la llama Raiden, Shogun Raiden. La Shogun.
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening
Debes
there?
saber qué está
Just
sucediendo
how
allí.
did Inazuma
¿Cómo
become a
convirtió
closed nation?
Inazuma en una nación tan hermética?
It's because of
Es
visions.
por las visiones. Las visiones.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their
Cuando se
control,
enfrentan a unas circunstancias
humans
no se
often
hacen control,
bemoan
los
their
humanos
lack
a
of
menudo
power.
lamentan su falta de poder.
But if a person shows
Pero
true
los
strength
deseos
of
de
will at
algunos
a
hombres
desperate
son
and
tan fuertes que
fateful
traen la
moment in
atención de
their
las
life,
deidades.
this is what visions
Esas
are.
son las visiones.
Magical
Instrumentos
foci
mágicos otorgados a
bestowed
aquellos
upon
que han
those
sido
who have been
reconocidos por los
acknowledged by
dioses.
the gods.
Uh-huh. That's how people in Teyvat see it.
Eso es como lo ve la gente de Teyvat.
But starting from last
Este año
year,
pasado el Shogun
the
Raiden
Raiden
promulgó el
Shogun
decreto
began promulgating the
de
Vision
busca y
Hunt
captura de
Decree.
visiones. Oh my god.
Hunt decree?
Yes. It was an order to
Es una orden
seize
para
all
apoderarse de
visions
todas las
within
visiones dentro de las
Inazuma's
fronteras de
borders,
Inazuma.
and to inlay them upon the hands of a statue of the thousand-armed,
Estas en las
hundred-eyed
manos de
god.
una estatua del dios de los 1000 ojos y 100 brazos.
They want
Holy.
to seize visions.
Que
But
por
why?
visiones.
Aren't visions blessings from the god?
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's
para el Shogun
eyes,
Raiden,
it is precisely
precisamente la razón
because
por
they
la
are
que
divine
deberían estar bajo el
blessings
control de una
that they should be
divinidad.
under the sole dominion of divinity.
Whoa.
Holy moly.
The Anemo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity. It seems as though she has finally decided to eliminate any unstable elements that could pose a threat to her eternal realm. The fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away, will only strengthen her resolve to pursue eternity. Knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is most fond of when proclaiming that decree to her people. 7 ideals for 7 gods, and of these, eternity is nearest unto heaven. All right then. Was there anything else you wished to know?
No, todo esto ya lo entendí.
Well then.
Y listo. Ese sí debe ser el final. Ahí está. Misión completada. Una nueva estrella en el ascenso. ¡Oh! La última constelación Geo. Oh my god. Una buena cosa para terminar el stream. La última constelación Geo del viajero. Uy, redenso. Es retardo. Se extendió 1 hora más de lo que quería este stream. Pero bueno. Extiende la duración del muro de piedra despertar de tierra en 5 segundos. Extiende la duración del meteorito de espada estrellada en 10 segundos. Bloque eterno. Y ya. No sé para qué sirve extender la duración realmente. Me parece una constelación bastante mediocre. Pero bueno, ese es el stream. Gracias a todos los que estuvieron por acá. Se me cuidan, se me respetan. Aquí abajito está mi Discord. Sigan los canales, suscríbanse, denle un like, comenten, denle a la campanita y todas esas cositas. Y si tienen internet, nos vemos luego.